Good evening, brothers, sisters, and gender-normal sisters. It's time once again for some more Star Trek, this time Judgment Rites, with me, your host, Ollamh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. After the frustration of yesterday, I believe I have calmed down and I'm calmer. I'm better. Oh man, yeah, yesterday really got to me. Yeah, it just that final, that final mission all in all was just a pain. But we are moving on to Judgment Rites, which is the 5th year of the Enterprise's 5-year mission. With that said, we're ready to just go ahead and jump into the game, so let's go ahead and get it all pulled up, shall we? All right, so here we are. Now it does give us the option of choosing a level for space combat, which is none, easy, or hard, which tells you exactly where the setting was for the first game. It was automatically just set to hard, which we'll go easy. We'll go easy on the space combat, because I'd rather not have a tough time, but at the same time, I do want a little bit of space combat. It's not bad. It's just, they just need to back it off a bit. So let's go ahead and say boom. And we're into our first mission, Federation.
Captain's log, stardate 6223.8. We are en route to the glorious Pebble Scientific Academy, where we...
All right. That doesn't look good. Is that
Enterprise, this is Captain Luke Rayner of the USS Alexander. We have returned from the future. In 8 days, the United Federation of Planets will be completely destroyed. A new...
Does anybody actually finish their sentences here? Shields?
My God. Captain's log supplemental. We have tracked the Alexander's course to Espoir Station, a scientific research facility in the Omega Maelstrom sector. We are about to set course for that system, hoping to discover the subject of its last ominous message.
Right. Okay, so let's do some search here. So Espoir Station?
Espoir Station. Scientific research station situated near the Gravity's End proto-universe phenomenon. It is directed by Dr. James Monroe, originally of New Texas, Earth.
Okay. Who's Monroe?
Dr. James Monroe, administrator of Espoir Station. Graduated stardate 2251.9 from Princeton University with a doctorate in theoretical physics. His doctoral thesis was Temporal Anomalies in Type B Warp Fields.
Huh. All right. No, unfortunately, the first game did not have an option as far as the space combat level. They kind of learned their lesson, basically. It was, they got major feedback that they got a lot of feedback and a lot of complaints about the difficulty of everything, so that they're just like, so this one, they're like, oh, hey, maybe...
Omega Corvus, a Federation system located near the galactic barrier. The Omega Corvus system contains a small colony of several hundred scientists who studied the galactic barrier and some of its more mysterious phenomena.
Right, okay.
Proto-universe phenomenon. Phenomenon involving leakage of matter and energy and space-time distortions caused by the Big Bang in a parallel universe. The only known instance of the proto-universe phenomenon is Gravity's End under observation by Espoir Station. Cross-reference entry, Gravity's End.
All right, well...
Gravity's End, the only known proto-universe phenomenon located near Omega Maelstrom, possessing an energy level exceeding 100 Type G suns. Gravity's End is currently under study by Espoir Station. Cross-reference entry, Proto-universe phenomenon.
All right, so they're kind of going in circles here. What was it? Oh, right.
USS Alexander, a Constitution-class starship under the command of Captain Lucas Rayner, commission stardate 5961.1. Its current missions are classified. USS Alexander, a Constitution-class starship. Lucas Rayner, Starfleet rank Captain. Current assignment, Commander of the USS Alexander. Rayner's service chronicles an exemplary career, including serving as ensign, lieutenant, lieutenant commander, and commander aboard the USS Typhoon, before transferring to the Alexander for his first command. Captain Rayner has been decorated on 3 occasions for bravery by Starfleet Command.
Okay, and he's currently on a secret mission. All right, well, I think that's enough.
Raising shields. Arming weapons.
Save new game.
All right, mission 1-1, and we need to go to the Omega Maelstrom. Let me take a look here. Oh, Espoir Station is number 12, so it's like this red one right there in the dead center.
Captain, the Ollamh frigate is decloaking.
So they kept up with their cloaking devices. That's fantastic.
In addition to its cloaking capabilities, the ship is mounted with 3 forward-firing photon torpedo bays.
Right, so it's one of the nasty ones.
We are being hailed.
On screen.
This is Captain Bevander Zane of the Ollamh frigate interdiction. You are no match for our new Storm-class frigates. We demand your immediate surrender.
They're not exactly new. We had one last game, asshole.
Forget it. Give us 5 minutes to decide. No matter how good your ships are, they're still being captained by lice-ridden Ollamh hypocrites. I would lose all self-respect surrendering to a person like you.
How about we
Forget
not
it.
aggravate
Give us
him?
5 minutes to decide.
Yeah, give us 5. Can you give us 5 more minutes?
5 minutes for what? What kind of a fool do you take me for? Goodbye, Enterprise.
Captain, they are fleeing.
Works for me.
Lowering shields, Captain. Disarming weapons.
All right.
Captain's log. We have engaged in a battle against the Ollamh. I cannot help but wonder if there is a connection between them and the message that we have received from the Alexander.
Good possibility.
Captain, you don't seriously expect us to believe that the Ollamh could threaten the Federation.
They did make their own Constitution-class starship.
Those Cossacks couldn't threaten my grandmother.
It does seem inconsistent with what we know.
Of what? I'm sorry, you cut out there, Spock.
I'm still suspicious, Mr. Spock. Just call it human intuition.
All right.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the station manager.
On screen.
Captain, I'm James Monroe, commander of Espoir Station. We witnessed your battle against the Ollamh. They've bothered us a lot in the last few weeks. We're very grateful.
Do you mind if we come down and take a look at your station? Really? Then why haven't you filed reports with Starfleet?
That's a good question, but that's a little hostile.
We've heard disturbing reports about your activities. We've come to take a look at your research. Do you mind if we come down and take a look at your station?
Let's keep it peaceful. Keep it peaceful.
Espoir Station would be glad to greet a starship as famous as the Enterprise. We'll send coordinates and you may transport aboard at your convenience.
All right. Well, let's beam on down then. Oh, we're not taking we're not taking any security.
Greetings, Dr. Monroe. I'm Captain Kirk.
Whoa, dude, why are you so freaked out?
Yes, it's been made clear who you are, Captain Kirk. Espoir Station is glad to meet you. In fact, we have something interesting to show you.
Really? What's that?
That may be why we're here.
Ooh, hey!
The modified tractor overload beam can be quite lethal, Captain. I suggest you surrender immediately or we will crack your ship like an egg.
That's rude, sir. That is very rude.
Why are you doing this?
Actually, Kirk, I'm the one pulling the strings.
Bradell. This is the asshole that Kirk has had a vendetta for Kirk for a while.
Bradell.
Jim, isn't he that maniac who wanted revenge on you and...
I am the one who headed the Verdane program to build our improved versions of your starships. And despite the setback caused by your interference, I survived.
I thought you were killed when your pathetic imitation of the Enterprise was destroyed.
Yeah.
Fortunately, a Cloak de Lassie frigate transported me before my bridge was destroyed. Fortunate for one of us, that is.
You intend to destroy the entire Federation?
Guards, put them in the brig and let them rot.
I'm still kind of curious about this guy that jumped up and was like, oh shit, what the fuck, man? Well, that's just rude. Very rude.
Welcome to Espoir, Captain Kirk. I've been asked to make certain your stay is uncomfortable. What did you do to Dr. Bradell anyway?
11 years ago, as a lieutenant on the Farragut, I exposed his scheme to overthrow the Verdane Council. They dismissed him from their Science Council in disgrace. He's vowed revenge ever since.
That explains it. Never get involved in politics or get on the good doctor's bad side.
It doesn't sound like you care that much for Bradell.
Well, he's never been interested in winning popularity contests. By the way, the name's Shem. Manau Shem.
The cold, hard surface of a prison. The cold, hard.
Okay, well, there's not much to do here other than...
What's on your mind, Captain?
Well, I would like to ask you a few questions.
Dr. McCoy, he's very sick. You wouldn't happen to be related to Vakata Sheen by any chance. Do you realize that you're working for a madman? When do we eat around here? Dr. McCoy, you wouldn't happen to be related to Vakata Sheen by any chance?
Yes. He was my father.
How's he doing?
He's dead. He tried to betray the Verdane Starship program to the Federation and was executed 9 years ago.
So he was a hero, and you're just, what, a lackey?
I'm sorry to hear that. I knew him when I was on Verdane. He was a good man.
Obviously, someone felt differently. Since then, Dr. Bradell took me under his wing. I proved more able as a security officer than as a scientist.
Then you should know that Bradell is insane. Why don't you try coming inside for a moment? Let's see how tough a security officer you are.
How about we don't...
And what do you think of your father's death? Then you should know that Bradell... What do you think?
No, I want to know. What? Let's try and sweet talk him a bit here. Let's not be like, oh hey, come on in, and we'll see how tough you are, beasted. No.
How do you think I felt?
Betrayed? But you're working for the same madman who killed your father.
I called him my friend. He had the courage of his beliefs. It must have been difficult having people constantly saying that you are a traitor's son. How many times did Bradell say that to you? Help us avenge his death. 10 years ago, he helped me expose him to the Verdane Council. He died because he was Bradell's enemy, not because he was a traitor. If I can expose Bradell's plans, then your father's name will be cleared. I called him my friend. Help us.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I have a duty, Captain. A responsibility to guard this station and its crew. If I do as you ask, I betray the man who killed my father, and also betray a lot of friends in station security who did nothing to him.
It's a difficult choice. Questions of morality are always difficult. Your friends are alive. Your father has no one except you. And how does Burdell treat your friends? It's a difficult choice. And how does Burdell
How does he treat your friends?
You have a point. I suppose I can let you go. I'll turn off the force field. Your weapons, communicators, and tricorders are stored in the lockers in this room. I'll try to convince security to turn against Burdell.
Well, that would be a huge help.
You remind me a lot of your father, Manao.
Unfortunately, after this, I will remind everyone about my father.
Can we get rid of the... Okay, here's a question. So if we say, hey, cut the music...
Captain, I estimate the odds of finding and destroying Burdell's doomsday weapon at 186 to 1.
Good, so the music isn't such a big deal.
That's better odds than usual.
Last game, they had the voice lines tied in with the music, and the music is just like, it is really, really loud and powerful. It's...
I am factoring in your record at performing nearly impossible feats, Captain. Otherwise, the odds would be 8,552 to 1.
What would I do without your encouragement, Spock?
I cannot speculate, Captain.
All right, so yeah. We don't need to have the music blaring at us all the time.
I've opened the lockers. Try not to kill anybody. Some of these people are my friends, although I suppose I may as well start using the past tense. I'll follow after you've used the turbo lift.
Look, I will do my best not to kill anyone. Let me get my sparkling lemonade poured out here. Yeah, like the sound effects and stuff, that's fine. Those are quiet enough, but man, the music was just like, yeah, it was like the same loop over and over and over again since we were in space combat. It's like, why? I don't understand. But that's fine. So, all right, cool. Sounds good. Let's pick up our stuff.
Phasers taken.
Tricorders?
Tricorders and medkit taken. Communicators taken.
All right, so let's scan everything.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Nothing unusual about that. Nothing unusual about that object.
Is there anything unusual about any of this?
I didn't realize the Vardane were this much into genetic engineering. The skin has been custom engineered into a light epidermal tissue. Muscle fibers are much denser than usual.
Wait, so they genetically engineered themselves?
A strong, viable species.
Whoa. So you're saying they genetically engineered themselves to be very muscular with light skin, blonde hair, and let me guess, blue eyes? Sounds, disturbingly familiar?
Interesting analysis, Bones. However, we have more important things to do at the moment.
All right.
Jim, stop at a place where I can write my last will and testament.
Heaven forbid, Bones.
The layout of this base is interesting, Captain. Its modular design makes it easier for a small security detachment to guard.
The Vardane values secrecy even more than security.
Yeah, not surprising. I mean, they do a lot of, like, really sketchy shit, man. Oh, okay, so we actually, like... All right. So, let's see here. We have the computer room. We have the crew quarters, executive quarters, special projects. All right, so we're currently in detention. Uh-huh. Now, this is how very, very, color coordinated.
Well, Spock, what do you suggest?
We should attempt to gather evidence that Dr. Burdell is planning to commit genocide. Others may help us if they are confronted with the scope of Burdell's misdeeds. We must find out what Burdell's plan is. If we could find the central computer records, we may be able to tap into them and learn his exact plan. We need to shut down the tractor beam that is currently holding the Enterprise. Until the ship is freed, our options are limited. We should not forget that we need to be able to communicate freely with the ship. It will be necessary for us to neutralize any source of interference. Our chief priority is to find the reason for the Holocaust that was reported by the Alexander and stop it from occurring.
Right. Oh my God. I don't think they can get any more heavy-handed with this stuff. Like, my gods. All right.
This door is labeled Special Projects Room. This door is labeled Executive Quarters. This door is labeled E.S. Burdell. This door is labeled Crew Quarters.
Right, so let's go to the special projects room. Oh, you're a big boy.
I detect a great deal of augmentation in the creature's anatomy, Captain.
That's great.
The device appears to be involved in genetic research, Captain. It inserts mutagens into genes and monitors their progress. The device is empty. This is the control for the special weapon that is holding the Enterprise. A force field prevents our access to the controls. Captain, my tricorder indicates that the force field controls can be neutralized in the station's security center.
Well, that's great, but, yeah. Bones, can you... No.
Nothing unusual.
Okay, so now we can't switch in between them easily.
My God, it's not just an Antarian man-killer. You should see some of the generic engineering they've done to it. They've actually made it deadlier.
I'm sorry, some of the generic engineering? The generic engineering that they've done to it. I think you meant to say genetic, but I mean, you know, props to DeForest Kelley for just reading what they put, even though it doesn't make a damn bit of sense. Yeah, they just generically engineered it.
A formidable achievement in genetics, Doctor, given that the species is renowned throughout the galaxy as one of the most powerful and dangerous predators in known space.
There are reasons why the Federation monitors genetic research, and this thing is one of them.
Like, I was about to put it down as just, you know, oh, well, the voice actor misspoke. And it's like, no, it did say generic in the subtitles, so...
Save, new, replace, pre...
All right, so we can shut it down in the in the security room, but we need to get to the security room preferably without starting a big old fight. This should be Monroe's room, right? Why does the executive officer have bunk beds?
Nothing unusual about that object.
What is that?
I detect what appears to be Andorian barbicide in this cabinet.
Really?
That's a rather powerful drug. I didn't realize the Vardane were into drug smuggling.
This could be a private matter, Captain. Also, the Ollamh are known to smuggle this drug.
Jim, there is a legitimate use for barbicide in treating severe allergies.
Oh, so you're saying the executive officer might have allergies?
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Nothing unusual about that. The paper is Alterian in origin, Captain, which is not unexpected, given that Alterian transporters service this station.
No effect. No effect. The filter is bulky but portable.
All right. And again, you just stuffed it down your pants, Kirk?
The food synthesizer is working perfectly, Captain.
So he may be using it
The
for...
tricorder detects a vial of Andorian barbicide, Jim. It's a narcotic that's sometimes used to treat severe allergic reactions.
Right, so the barbicide with the barbicide along with the air filter indicates that there's something in the area that the executive officer is extremely allergic to. Now, what about this big-ass plant?
Jim, you don't suffer from hay fever, do you?
Your records should show that I don't, Bones. Why do you ask?
Well, somebody on the station does, and that's why the filter's set up in here. The Malborian creeper here is producing pollen at an incredible rate. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, and I took his air filter.
Another Vardane improved life form.
Can't they leave anything alone?
Most of the time, no.
All right. Unless Spock can do something
I
with
do not have enough experience on the instrument, Captain. I do not believe that it would be advisable.
All right. Ooh, excuse me. So, yeah. So, what's over here? We'll just work our way around.
Living quarters. Only a small step up from Klingon ships.
Is that a man in the bed there?
No wonder the Klingons have such a bad temper.
We'd better be quiet. There's a gentleman on the bed who might quarrel with us if we wake him up.
Bones, check him out.
No wonder he's not on duty. He's suffering from cervix toxemia. He must have spent some time on Rigel 8.
Okay.
Think he'll get up?
He's under heavy medication, Jim, but with Vardane physiology, you can never tell.
All right,
Nothing on this tricorder, Captain.
All right, fine. Let's try the other tricorder. What are these things?
Nothing unusual about that object.
What are they?
Practice dummies for martial arts.
Okay, thank you. Somebody tell me what the hell I'm dealing with here. Jesus. Oh no, it's just that they're great things. What kind of great things? Okay. So, how about what is this?
Nothing unusual about.
Okay, but what is
A
it?
target for laser firing practice. A small shifting holographic bullseye is certain to challenge even the most skilled marksman.
All right, can I have one of these dummies?
The dummies are not easy to carry, but you manage.
I'm sorry, I picked up all 3 of them? Like, really? That seems like a bit much, but I mean, like, I'm carrying 3 full-size dummies. Like, where? Where am I putting them? All right.
Save
I don't
new game.
quite want to go into Vardain, or Bradell's quarters quite yet. Let's see what else we have here. We have a computer room, security room, central control. From up there, it looked like it said control. I'm like, that's a little redundant, isn't it?
There they are! Fire!
Hey! Let me do something here. Really?
I hate when they do that.
Wow, that was kind of janky, but all right. But we did manage to stun them. Now the question is are they going to be back up after we get done with this? After we go into the room.
This door is labeled computers.
Just computers?
This door is labeled central control. This door is labeled security. This door is labeled transporter room.
So they do use the Federation color code of yellow or gold for the command structure, blue for sciences, and red for operations and engineering. Let's start off with the blue, shall we?
You're too late. I've set the computer on a continuous auto-diagnostic. You'll never...
I don't believe in the word never.
No effect.
Nothing unusual about the tricorder can tap into the core memory, provided that we can end the diagnostic cycle.
Right.
The tricorder can tap...
A three-dimensional chess set. The memory unit of the station.
Okay, memory unit.
The central processor of the main computer. A rather unconscious computer technician. A three-dimensional...
Okay, but what about like this?
A three-dimensional...
All right, Spock, you're good at three-dimensional chess.
Captain, the computer is locked into an infinite loop. It will continue playing the game until it defeats itself. I can interrupt the moves and input my own.
See, that's exactly what I was thinking, was use Spock on the chess set so that the computer is able to win.
Try rook to queen's level 3. That will threaten its bishop. Try knight to king level 1. That will shore up our defenses. Try queen to queen's level 2. Let's sacrifice our queen to take that knight. Try rook to queen's level 3.
Yeah.
That will threaten its bishop.
An excellent move.
Thank you.
Now let's push a pawn on king's level. That will force it into a more stable position.
No, we don't want stable.
Now move your other rook to support it on queen's level. We should be able to threaten the Queen or the Bishop. Let's try something a little dangerous. Rook to King's level 2. Now move your other rook to support it on Queen's level.
Yeah, we
should be able to threaten the Queen or the Bishop.
It seemed to be expecting something else, Captain. Its queen is vulnerable.
Good.
Let's not be too hasty. Advancing the bishop to support the rook will give us a solid advantage on the board.
No, we don't want a solid advantage. We want to, like, really throw it for a loop.
Let's confuse it with a sacrifice. It might be interesting to trade queens. Let's take the queen and see if it resigns.
A superb game, Captain. You have mated it. The diagnostic cycle has ended.
I'm sorry, did you just say I mated with the computer?
Excellent, Spock. Can you access the computer?
The main memory unit will not accept my attempts to access. I will need to find a more friendly interface with enough memory to hold the information.
Right. All right, we'll take a look at the computer. We'll just scan it, actually take a look at it.
Captain, I need to find something to interface with the computer and store the files that are dumped into it. We may be able to use the tricorders.
Good, good.
Captain, I am connecting the science tricorder to the central computer. We can use it to tap into the computer now that the diagnostic cycle is finished.
Excellent. Love it.
We might use Dr. McCoy's tricorder as well.
All right. Double the tricorders.
Captain, I am connecting the medical tricorder to the central computer.
All right, now can you do something with it?
Success, Captain. I have access to Burdell's Project Big Bang files and to the access code for his personal quarters.
I'm hoping he's talking about, like, restarting the universe and not, like, this isn't, like, his pet project of a porno. I mean, fingers crossed. All right, so we have that information. Cool. Now let's take a look at their transporter room.
Jim, what's that smell?
Wanaka gas, a knockout gas with an extremely long effect.
Oh, great.
We have mere seconds to neutralize it or get out of here.
Okay, Airfield.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that. No, I don't think that. No, I don't think that.
Really? Yeah, but use. Yeah, I had the same thought. The air filter, but use it where? Oh. And then that's what sent it through this. Okay, that's what creates the loop.
Enterprise, this is Captain Luke Rayner of the USS Alexander.
Okay. Okay.
My God. Captain's logs.
All right, so I should have the, yeah. All right. Google. So we're ready to come in here.
There they are! Get fire!
Jim, I think you should face...
So there's just, whichever one I shoot at first, there's going to be, one of them's going to hit the dock. Got it.
I hate when they do that.
Yeah, get your ass up. All right, so we need to come in here.
You're too late. I've set the computer on a continuous auto-diagnostic. You'll never be able to get it online.
I don't believe in the word never.
By the way, we do need you out of the way. Alright, so Bach, you go to there.
Captain, the computer is locked.
Try Rook to Queen's level 3.
Right. Threaten it.
An excellent move.
Now let's push a pawn. Now move your other Rook to support it.
It seemed to be expecting something else.
Let's not be too hasty. Let's confuse it with a sacrifice. Let's take the Queen and see.
A superb game, Captain.
Excellent, Spock.
The main memory unit will not accept my attempts to access. I will need to find...
Right, okay. So you use over here. Try and figure out how to access it, and then we'll go from there.
Captain, I need to find something to interface with the computer and store the files that are dumped into it. We may be able to use the tricorders. Captain, I am connecting the science tricorder to the central computer.
It looked like he had a weapon of some
Now
sort.
that the
He just wasn't
diagnostic cycle
expecting
is
us to
finished.
fight.
We might use Dr. McCoy. Captain, I am connected.
Yes, that's what I told you to
Success,
do.
Captain. I have access to Burdell's...
Cool. All right. We do still have... Yeah, okay. We didn't, like, lose access to our stuff. Now, we need to save here.
Save new game. Replace pre...
We'll just continue on with that. We need to figure out where that grate is.
Jim, what's that smell?
Yeah, you're right. There does look like there's something like right next to the console.
Wanaka gas, a knockout gas with an extremely long effect.
We have mere seconds to neutralize...
Just relax. We got this.
The air is being purified almost immediately. Ah, good old starbase filtered air. So dry it makes me want to drink a glass of water every 5 minutes.
Oh, quit your bitching. Jesus, Bo.
I'm sure we can transport you into water if you really want some.
Damn transporters. If man were meant to fly around the universe, God would have allowed him to disassemble his own molecules.
Right, but now we need to get into security. But we need them
We are ready to
distracted.
transport the dummies, Captain. That should prove an adequate distraction for us to get into security.
At least we have a chance now.
Captain, all areas of the ship except Burdell's quarters are accessible by transport. We have access without transport to all areas except security.
The dummies should provide a convincing decoy during transport and give us the edge we need. Set transport coordinates for security.
Yeah. So, everybody take a dummy, put it in front of you. I would like to have my phasers out, but... Good God, Bones.
Damn it, I'm a doctor, not a target.
All you had to do was hold the dummy in front of you. You couldn't even do that right. All right.
Nothing unusual about...
Hi guys.
I give you credit, Earther. You show extraordinary guile. Well played, Captain.
Can I take their weapons away from them?
I'm not playing games. I'm trying to prevent Bradell from destroying the Federation. What's your name, mister? You're not so bad yourself. What are you doing, lowering yourself by working for a lunatic like Bradell? I'm not playing games. I'm trying to prevent Bradell from destroying the Federation.
I mean, technically, we straight up are playing a game, but okay.
I trust you have evidence to back this claim.
If I presented evidence, would you help me stop him?
Is there any reason why I should?
Do you want to see 100 billion people die? Do you want to see the survivors of the Federation destroy Vardain?
Not particularly. And Bradell has not treated us with the honor that the soldier class of Vardain demands. If this action threatens Vardain, our class code demands that we help you.
I'll try to provide that evidence.
I can't stop you right now. If you return here and present evidence of your claim, I will look at it. Until you can prove your claim, Kirk, my men will hunt you down like animals.
Right, but... Okay, here. We... Spock...
Nothing unusual.
Can you...
Nothing unusual about... A chair made of Tenedium plastics and Varadil, designed for rigidity rather than comfort, Captain.
Alright, maybe you could just, like, hand him your tricorder and be like, here, look, see?
I have copies of Bradell's files taken from the main computer. I believe you will find them to be authentic and of extreme interest.
The date on these files in the security code is from before you boarded. It appears you were telling the truth. This action will have consequences that are not in the best interest of the Vardain. I have no choice but to help you.
Thank you. Alright, Spock, you want to, like, access that computer and do your thing?
I have deactivated the communications tracking systems, Captain.
Cool, so we should be able to, like, talk to them, right? What's this computer do?
I have lowered the force fields in the special project room.
Question, which one?
I have raised the force fields in the special project room.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with just lowering them and being like, "Yep, we're good to we're good to go." Like, that would release the beast. Alright, what was up here? This was central computer, right?
Captain Kirk, I have detained these men for you as Security Chief Command ordered.
Hey.
In accordance with the Vardain military code, as one who has betrayed his charge, I must make a formal admission of treason for my new masters. When is the most convenient time to make the deposition?
Later.
In accordance with the
Later.
Don't hurt me! Please! And could someone do something for my allergies?
Oh, okay.
How dare you come aboard this station and disturb our delicate work, you Starfleet brute!
And I thought Harry Mudd was annoying.
Right? So now he's just like, oh, you big old brute! So you're the one that has the,
Middle-aged human male suffering from severe allergies.
Right, okay. Can you do something for his allergies, maybe?
Hold still. That should help. And try to calm down. We're the good guys.
I mean, that really kind of depends on your definition of good, doesn't it? All right.
the station's communications station. The station's weapon can...
All right, can you give me any more information about this? Or you just give me like, yep, nothing
unusual.
Yeah, nothing unusual, Captain.
I am disabling their communications network. We will now have a clear channel to the Enterprise.
All right, great. That is fantastic. Ugh. All right, so let's see here. What's this one do?
I am disabling their weapons control. I do not detect access to anything around the proto-event.
That's good, isn't it? Anything else?
How dare you come aboard this station and disturb our delicate work, you Starfleet brute!
And I thought Harry Mudd.
Okay, so this isn't actually a force field. I thought the yellow door was. We should be able to communicate with the ship, yeah, but we still have a lot of stuff that we need to do. So yeah, Docking Bay 2 is kind of odd because it's like that one seems to be it's under construction. I thought for a moment there it was just like so we can't go to
surrender or die.
Wait, you're supposed to be on our side. Hasn't Commander Command talked to you lately? Can I have 5 minutes to think about it?
What is your obsession with 5 minutes to think about it?
Wait, you're supposed to be on our side. Hasn't Commander Command talked to you lately?
He is a traitor. Our loyalty is to Dr. Bradell.
Great. Spock, fire. Okay, we surrender. Great. Spock, fire. Okay, we surrender.
I don't trust telling Spock to fire.
Let's get their weapons.
Oh, Spock, pinch him.
7 with 1 blow.
An exaggeration, Doctor.
No, he's talking about Jack the Giant Slayer.
Come on, you two.
This controls the atmosphere within the transport and docking bays. This controls the force field that protects the transport and docking bays. This looks like an Ollamh-class light personal transport, similar to the shuttlecraft aboard Federation starships. This monitors the effectiveness of the cosmic ray filter along the shuttle bay. These controls open and close the shuttle bay doors.
Okay.
The door into the docking bay.
Okay, so we could, like, reduce the atmosphere, drop the shielding, all kinds of mischievous stuff here. So what was this one?
This controls the force field that protects the transport and docking bays.
Ooh. What can we do with that? Oh, you know what?
Spock, open the outer door.
Let's not.
Spock, sabotage the system. Spock, sabotage the system.
Sabotage. Let's sabotage the system, not like...
The controls are no longer functioning, Captain.
I don't want to, like, blast everybody out into space. That seems a little cruel. All right, how about this?
Spock, remove the atmosphere. Spock, sabotage the system. Spock, remove the atmosphere.
No,
the atmosphere has been pumped. Magnetic locks are keeping the transport in place, Captain.
That's fine.
I do not see the logic.
That's because
I
you're...
do not understand.
Spock, restore the... Spock, sabotage the...
All right,
The controls are no longer functioning,
They
Captain.
can't escape now. So they cannot escape, which is good. So no matter what, they can't get out. We should probably
Save new game.
Oh, excuse me. All right, so let's save here because it's like, okay, yep. So we can get into Burdell's stuff now. I'm willing to bet this probably... Okay, so we need to... I want to know something. I want to know. Can we stun this thing?
It looks like you're a little off target, Jim.
Captain, according to my tricorder, our phasers do not have enough power to penetrate these fields.
Okay. Right, we restored this, okay. So if we go back to here, come up here.
Captain, I programmed the destructive sequence into the weapons control. It would require an engineering team. Captain, since I programmed a destructive sequence into the communications network...
No, that's right. It was down in security. Security is where it was. That was where we had the
door is locked.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Coordinates set for security.
All right, so why? I guess it makes sense that they would lock the door behind us. That like we don't want people just being able to just like walk in and out. We want to keep this area secure. But it does make it more difficult for us to get there. All right.
Save new game. Replace.
All right, so drop the force field in that special projects room.
I have lowered the force fields in this...
And we'll see... We'll see if we can't get... All right.
Save new game. Replace.
Okay, so Big Boy's gonna be out.
Fascinating. Burdell has made it resistant.
Fascinating. Thanks.
Enterprise, this is Captain.
Fascinating. As it proceeds to maul your captain. Thanks a lot, Spock.
Captain's logs up.
All right, so we're gonna have to kill the thing.
Jim, look out!
You couldn't have told me that it was resistant to phaser fire before, could you? All right. Not happy about that, but... I mean, they did take a killer beast and made it more dangerous.
Captain, I have deactivated the tractor beam. The Enterprise is...
Great. Fantastic. Okay. Can you get any information from it?
This is the control for the special weapon that was holding the Enterprise.
That was being the operative word. Yeah, I can't believe they're just like, it's like, hey, try and stun it, because we don't want to just kill indiscriminately, and it's like, sorry, that doesn't work. And maul. But I do appreciate the almost Groundhog's Day-like style of this mission. It's not, hey, you're dead, so try again. No, it's they blow up Earth and fling the Alexander back in time by 8 days, and boom. I do like that aspect of it. It is kind of nice. All right. So the Enterprise is completely free.
There is a numeric entry code. The wall looks very solid.
That's good, isn't it? Okay, Spock, can you...
Here's the code, Captain.
Okay, thanks. Well, I told you to do...
It appears all of those misspent years playing chess have finally been put to good use, Mr. Spock. We can now enter Bradell's quarters.
Misspent years, Captain?
Definitely, Spock. You could have been spending time studying or playing baseball with family and friends.
Vulcans do not play baseball, Doctor, nor do many humans in this century.
Let's go. I want to have a few words with my old friend, Dr. Bradell.
Yeah, how about we save
new
first?
game. Replace.
All right.
So, you managed to elude our security. I'll have their heads.
It's over, Bradell. Surrender peacefully, and we'll guarantee you a fair trial.
I will not submit to a trial by a tribunal of chattering apes. We are the Vardane. Lesser species have no right to judge us.
Your experiment is over, Bradell. Morality transcends the differences in species, Bradell. You don't honestly think you can defy the three of us, do you, Bradell?
He does have a weapon. Don't piss him off too much.
Your experiment is over. Morality transcends the differences in species, Bradell.
Morality. It is an invention designed to make lesser people feel superior. The universe is full of moral people, and for the most part, they are dead wood. People who are preoccupied with morality never make history. You always did love to lecture, Kirk. You'll be the most self-righteous corpse in the galaxy.
Right.
Captain, these phasers are greatly inferior to our own. Their stun setting renders individuals unconscious for only a few seconds at a time.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
The Vardane typically have many hidden weapon caches in their facilities. Disarming them won't solve the problem. We'll just have to deal with Vardane attacks as they occur.
A dartboard. A very good likeness of James T. Kirk is its chief decoration.
Really? My dude, you...
The Journal of E.S. Bradell. A food replicator.
A
table with a book on it.
That looks more like a desk.
Bradell's nightstand. It appears in perfect condition. There is no room for sloppiness in his orderly existence. A shape painting by one of the abstract artists of the Manalvagor Decimator School. Odd. You would expect Bradell's taste to be more classical and realistic.
Well, let's see here. Yeah, we had two in the hallway, one in the computer room, 3 in the security office, 2 were pinched out by Spock, And now Bourdain, yeah, that's 9 people that have been rendered unconscious in one way or another. Good gods, that's we have been harming a lot of people this episode. Like, that's kind of crazy, honestly. Right, so
A
what is
shape
this?
painting by one of the abstract artists of the Manalvagor Decimator School. Odd. You would expect Burdell's taste to be more classical and realistic.
Why?
A painting of the pyramids of Tenef-2.
All right. I am taking my picture. That is a very, very, very good likeness of me, and I'm going to take
The
it.
offending dartboard is removed, revealing a set of controls.
Oh ho! Well, what about this book?
You pick up Burdell's journal, and a bookmark falls out.
This is unusual, Captain. I would not have expected a man like Burdell to rely on a paper record.
Why not? I mean, he's got literal wood furniture. That is highly unusual. So, you know, he's kind of got the old classic style. Writing in a journal shouldn't be that surprising, really.
Who knows, Spock?
All right, and
the bookmark is intricately decorated, not too dissimilar from a computer circuit pattern.
Uh-huh. So what is this?
This seems pointless.
Okay, but what is it?
Burdell's.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
I fail to see what useful purpose.
Read it? All right, what if we say use Kirk? What if we do...
According to this book, Burdell's secret code is 2162.
Really? He just writes down his secret code? All right, I want you to use that on here.
Captain, there is a number coded in base 64. The number is 2188.
Right. Okay. That's a little unusual. Spock, tell me what you can do with that.
I will need the correct code, Captain.
We've seen two possible codes, Mr. Spock. 2162. 2188.
Let's try
2188.
I have activated the code circuit. There appears to be fail-safe backup in the central control that needs to be deactivated.
All right. Well, we can do that. So, central control room.
Captain, Captain, I programmed the
How dare you come aboard this...
And I thought Harry Mudd...
The station's weapon. This seems pointless.
Captain, the main computers are behind the chip. Success, Captain. I have access to Burdell's project.
Right, but...
Their systems are incompatible. Their systems are in... Their systems are in...
I mean, we've already turned off everything there, haven't we? So we should be good to go.
I will need the correct...
We've seen 22162. 2188.
I have activated the code circuit. There appears to be fail-safe backup in the central control that needs to be deactivated.
Save
okay.
new game. Replace.
Their systems are I will need the correct...
We've seen 2162.
The code is not correct, Captain. It appears to be a trap. I have bypassed the detonation circuit.
Okay, so... What's this one?
None of the computer's systems appear to be in control of the proto-event project.
Alright, so we do have that, yes, which is great.
I am inputting the code from the bookmark. I have activated the code circuit. There appears to be fail-safe backup in the central control that needs to be deactivated.
Okay, so yeah, it is central control that we're going to then. Alright. Oh. Excuse me. So yeah, we need to, there's something here that we need to go, that we need to deactivate.
These monitors display ships. The station's systems the station's communicate. The station's web. The station's web.
Wait. So there's one right over here?
I am disabling their backups. It includes several systems that are not controlled from this station.
Aha! Alright, so I actually want to load up there before we tried the false one. I figured it was kind of stupid of him to write it down in his journal, but he kept it close to the journal. I actually got this copy from on Steam. It's actually on Steam. It's running through DOSBox.
It includes several systems that are not controlled from this station.
Yeah, it's running through DOSBox like most old games do. But yeah, it actually is both 25th and Judgment Rites are available on Steam. So, all right, that will have... All right, Spock, can you do something with that?
I will need the correct code.
We've seen 22162, 2188.
I have activated the code circuit. The proto-event weapon is decloaking. I have also managed to deactivate the station's shields and have a clear communications channel to the Enterprise.
Great!
Broadcast the coordinates, Mr. Spock. Have the Enterprise destroy that weapon.
How much energy is that weapon using? Like, is it going to explode and take the station with it? Should maybe we leave?
The coordinates have been sent.
Scotty, 3 to beam up.
Yay! We did it!
That has to be one of the most welcome explosions that anyone will ever see.
I mean, that's one way of putting it, I guess.
There is turmoil on the Vardane Council, Captain. The members who supported Bredell's anti-Federation policies have been forced to resign. I expect improved relations between the Federation and Vardane.
That's good to hear. Though history shows that suppressed movements like Bredell's have a habit of resurfacing at inconvenient moments.
And Bredell is now a Federation prisoner. I hope this will not prove to be a rallying point for those Vardane who hate the Federation.
I've received word that Mr. Shem's application to enter Starfleet Academy has been accepted. He should make a fine officer one day.
Cool.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the USS Alexander.
The Alexander?
Temporal paradoxes are most fascinating, aren't they, Mr. Spock?
Are you attempting to annoy me, Doctor?
On screen.
Luke Rayner here. I know we've never met.
Yes, of course.
We got your signal, and Starfleet has asked us to assist in cleaning up your operation.
It's good to have you with us. Better than you could possibly guess.
I don't understand, Captain.
It's a long story. Come aboard, and I'll tell it to you.
I have reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. I am very pleased with your performance. It was a perfect mission, Jim. Your reputation as Starfleet's best starship captain is secure. Kane out.
Okay. So, what exactly does that mean? I mean, obviously we're moving on to the next mission, but... Yes, we're moving on to Sentinel.
Aye, Captain, I'm looking forward to taking leave on Nova Atar. The museum there is supposed to be quite excellent. Lots of antique and one-of-a-kind machinery.
Commander, are you certain it's not the Kazakhstanian cognac you're looking forward to?
Yeah, you damn drunk Scott.
Do they make that there, laddie? I don't know.
Why, Mr. Scott, I'm surprised at you, not knowing the location of a famous distillery.
We invented that brandy, you know.
Right.
Of course you did.
No, really. We did.
No one would ever doubt you, Ensign, however...
Sorry to interrupt, Captain, but we have an emergency call from the science vessel Demeter. She's in orbit around Balcos 3.
Okay. That's great.
On screen.
Captain Kirk, good to see you're in the area.
Why do you sound like a villain?
You have an emergency, Commander Gelman?
Well, I'm not sure, actually. Maybe more of a case of better safe than sorry. We're orbiting Balcos 3 to study the Balcosi, a race of people just entering their own Stone Age. We've only been here 2 days. Already, we've found some unusual data. But just a few minutes ago, during the deep geologic probing phase, we were suddenly scanned.
So that's odd.
Scanned? I thought the Balcosi were just developing.
They are, Captain. And there haven't been any indications of old civilizations until now. The scan was also of extreme power. Following that, we detected a power source coming online. We'll send the coordinates along with all the other information we've gathered. I was a little concerned that we triggered an old defense mechanism. With the amount of information it pulled in its scan, we'd be an easy target. I've moved the Demeter to a higher orbit on the far side of the planet.
Quite reasonable, Commander. We're on our way.
Thank you, Captain.
Kirk out.
All right. Let me see here.
Balcosi, a humanoid race just entering the Stone Age level of development. The Balcosi inhabit the planet Balcos 3. Preliminary studies suggest that this race is relatively new to the planet and should not have reached this level of development in this short amount of time. Further studies are currently being conducted to explain this situation.
Wait, so they're already in the Stone Age, but they shouldn't be in the Stone Age yet? Is that what you're saying? All right, so Balcos 3.
Balcos 3, a planet inhabited by a humanoid race just entering the Stone Age. The Federation science vessel Demeter is currently conducting studies of the planet. Balcosi, a humanoid...
All right.
USS Demeter, a Federation science vessel named after the Greek goddess of agriculture. It is currently under the command of Commander John Gelman and is assigned to scientific research at Balcos 3. John Gelman, Starfleet Rank Commander, current assignment Acting Captain of the USS Demeter Science Vessel, currently assigned to research at Balcos 3.
That's a good question. Nope. Nope, we cannot research that. All right.
I advise referring to the star map.
Right.
Raising shields.
Arming weapons.
Save new game.
We'll save it here. And then we need to go to Balcos 3, which is 19. It's this big bright green one.
Approaching Balcos 3, Captain.
Entering standard orbit.
All right, no shenanigans. Nobody like coming straight for our throats.
Lowering shields, Captain.
Disarming weapons.
I have the coordinates for the power source the Demeter detected.
No communications from the planet, sir. Commander Gelman wishes us good luck.
Okay. That's great. All right, so we're ready to beam
Spock,
on
come
down.
with me, Scotty. You have the con, Lieutenant. Ask Dr. McCoy to meet us in the transporter room.
Yes, Captain?
Again, apparently they wanted to make sure in year 5 we killed no red shirts. Yeah, this is unusual.
What the devil was there? An attack?
While I cannot guarantee a lack of physical change, Doctor, we seem to be unharmed. I therefore conclude we have been scammed.
Captain, are you all right? Sensors detected a burst of power followed by some sort of powerful transmission.
According to Spock, we're in perfect health, Scotty.
But he's not a doctor.
According to Spock?
Never mind, Mr. Scott. Can you track the transmission to its destination?
I'll give it a try, Captain, but it's like nothing I've ever seen before.
It never is, Mr. Scott. It never is. Kirk out.
I guess you were right, Spock. And here I thought we were dead for a second.
Doctor, that would have made conversation quite difficult.
I was making a joke, Spock.
Were you, Doctor?
Gentlemen, I believe we have some business at hand.
All right. What are these things?
I cannot get an accurate reading, Captain, due to a force field. However, it appears to be a transmitter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is the scanner.
The energy field around this scanning device prevents a detailed examination.
So that scanned us, that activated and caused the shields. I think that, I don't know what that is. That may be the mother.
It is an unknown piece of equipment inside an energy field.
And we have a green console over here.
Circuitry controlling the door.
We also have these windows?
Gas plasma displays, Captain. Readings show that they have been activated recently.
Okay. All right. Cool. Spock, you're good with circuits and stuff. Can you open this door?
Quite simple, considering the appearance of the other machinery here. All that was needed was a power interrupt. The doors will only stay closed while power is on. Interesting.
Who the fuck designed this place? The same people that designed Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria? What the fuck? Like, power, doors should not need power to stay closed. It makes it really easy to just, like, fuck with your, to break in. All you gotta do is cut the power and door pops open. Oh, alrighty then.
The
What's
energy
this?
field is blocking any tricorder readings of the machinery inside.
Okay. Best guess as to what it is? View screen?
A large view screen, Captain. No power is being fed to it at this time.
All right. What can you tell me about these doors? Anything like...
A door. Construct... A red lens that reminds you of the red alert alarm.
I guess some things are almost universal.
All right. Well, let's start at the right, shall we?
Save new game.
All right, there we go. We went right before. Might as well keep going right. Well, right for me. Right. Okay.
This cube contains a significant amount of circuitry. Essentially, an on-off control device.
Right. Otherwise known as a switch.
A large starburst pattern adorns the...
No.
An optical bridge cable. A component interface card.
All right. Spock, can you tell us anything more about this stuff?
Readings indicate advanced optical computer circuitry is contained within that box. It may be useful.
Really? I never would have guessed.
An optically controlled switch meant to be used by remote operation. It may be useful with other devices in the complex. Optical interface cables. These could be used to connect myriad devices.
We got hit with a power surge. It's interfering with sensors and we might have some trouble locking onto you.
Well, if we intend on taking our shore leave with the rest of the crew, we'd better find out what's causing that power surge.
This is an interface card for a computer display.
All right. Well, let's start picking some
Spock,
of this.
is that a switch?
Yes, a fairly simple switching device, Captain.
Great, pick it up.
Spock, any idea what this box is?
He just told you.
The cube contains control circuitry. I suggest we keep it.
So what is this thing like? Manufacturing or sorting?
Spock, what do you make of these?
This appears to be a set of interface cables.
Spock, what kind of interface is this?
A bridge unit for use between function control and display circuitry, Captain. It could be helpful to have.
Yes, it could. All right. Now, what can you tell me about the machinery here? Like this seems
This
to be...
unit is manufacturing miniature broadcast circuitry.
I was gonna say, it looked like something that was like manufacturing or sorting.
A high-pressure device for joining two objects.
Okay. That sounds simple.
This machine seems to be controlling the manufacturing units.
Right. Okay. So is this like one big machine then?
Captain, the tricorder readings indicate there are small devices in that container. The devices are related in some way to energy fields. It would take a closer examination to be certain.
Right.
Save new
I'm
game.
not
Replace-
exactly happy with the idea of you sticking your hand in basically a bin. But hey, let's...
Captain, these items appear to be configured to produce a small energy field of some sort. They do not appear to be powered at this time.
Why don't you see what you can do with them, Spock?
That would seem to be a logical thing to do. I will take enough for all of us.
Okay.
The bin contains small plastic discs, Captain. The plastic is essentially inert in this form. However, if placed under pressure, it will become a superconductor capable of storing significant energy compared to its size. It will break down over time. That is why it is commonly stored in this state.
Probably should hang on to a few, don't you think?
Right, okay. So...
A logical choice.
That didn't sound good.
A small device for display can...
What is that behind... Bones?
The tricorder shows this to be a touch-sensitive display module.
Well, that's nice. Okay. You know what? You got enough for everything.
This is a very specialized pressure device, Captain. The badge will go into one hopper and be combined under pressure with another item.
Well, I think it looks like a button maker. Can it make me a badge that says if man was meant to transport, his atoms would already be scattered?
Possibly, Doctor. But after pressure application, it would be unlikely you would be capable of reading much.
You're not a lot of fun, Spock.
I did not realize that was part of my job requirement, Doctor.
He's got a point.
At times like this, yes.
Okay, so if we take the badge...
The badges have been placed in...
And then we take... the power cells
have been placed in. Since we know this is a high-pressure device, it would be logical to either use it.
Well,
What is that smell?
There is a chemical change due to the pressure. That is simply a small amount of outgassing by the plastic, Doctor. Captain, the badges and batteries are now joined.
Okay, so did we pick them up? Yes, we did. Okay.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
All right, so now we have badges for whatever the hell this place is. Which is great, I think. Can we just vamoose through the left? Oh, right. Spock. Open the door. All right, more machinery behind.
This device transforms its internal energy into useful quantities for other portable devices. The transfer takes place at the small outlet junction located near the center of the unit.
So, this might be able to provide power to our badges? I don't know why. I mean, I guess it would make sense if they are badges. This is basically a way for us to tell the facility we're supposed to be here. It's okay. Calm down. We're supposed to be here.
So what is that in English, you pointed-eared confusion factory?
Jesus, McCoy.
In English, it remains exactly as I said. However, for those unskilled in the language, this is a battery charger.
For once, why can't you just come up with a simple explanation first?
I mean, not gonna lie, but...
It's not always necessary, Doctor. You are not always around.
What is it with you two? You're like children. I'm getting tired of it. Why am I snapping at you?
Can you charge the badges?
The badges change color.
I believe the units are now fully operational.
All right.
Hopefully these badges will help us with some of these force fields. We should each keep one of them with us while we're here.
Anything you can tell me about that, Spock?
The energy field is blocking any tricorder reading.
Right, of course. Naturally. So yeah, everybody's acting a bit more angry? Oh, okay. Hey.
This is a computer control panel, Captain. It appears to have some control over other parts of the compound.
Okay, great. What kind of control? So we know where these the lower doors go to. We started here, might as well go. This is different. All right, you know what? No, I want to see. I want to see if those force fields have come down in the original room. I want to see if the Can you just leave the damn doors open? Like, seriously. Alright, this should take us back to where we were. That looks like a tag or something for the room. Okay, so now everything is done. So we have our scanner, our shield emitter, and... So now, because we have the badges, they're like, nope, you're cool.
It is a scanner with both long-range and detailed capabilities. It is a powerful transmitter, unlike anything in Starfleet records. It appears to be a detection device. Judging by the complexity of its circuitry, I would gather that it is quite sensitive.
Okay. So all of these are kind of like... Spock, how did you do that from all the way over there? So yeah, scanner, brain, and force field. All right. So let's check out this one. So we have the, they have like, they're always making new badges, which is a little weird, honestly. So what is this tank?
Fascinating. This device siphons material from the other unit by way of the pipe overhead. It possesses the ability to move a substantial amount of material. Most interesting is that the material can be jettisoned up out of these caves into the ecosystem of the planet. It may be that the material in the vat is dangerous, and the builders wished to protect this complex from contamination.
And it's doing something to the life forms up top. Huh. That's... yeah.
But they didn't care about the planet, did they?
Apparently not the primary concern.
Tell that to the Balcos.
According to the studies from the Demeter, the Balcosi would not recognize speech.
I believe Bones was speaking figuratively, Spock.
There is presently no means by which to shut off this release. The unit is set to discharge, and the control switch has been removed.
Removed? Could it be the builders were not afraid the complex would be contaminated, but were instead afraid the ecosystem would be in trouble if the contents of the vat were not discharged?
Interesting hypothesis, Captain. Difficult to do more than speculate at this time.
Right. Bones? You want to take a look at that? Tell me what's...
high-protein bacteria mixed with some sort of pheromone-style compound. I don't know what effects the pheromone would have on our physiology. I would need to take a sample back to the lab on the Enterprise to conduct a study.
Okay, well, that might be interesting. Is this the control?
Captain, this is the life support control unit.
Right. Let's not fuck with it then. Keep going right. I should probably make another save.
Internal structure hidden by force field effects. The uncovered areas consist of a pair of unknown vents and a solid inclined drop chute. Nothing unusual about...
The Valkosian system shows heightened stress and metabolic activities.
Okay. So it calls in, it uses the food to attract a Valkosian and then, like, spray some gas in its face? What?
The cavernous structure narrows considerably, approximately 15 meters ahead, Captain. We would not be able to get past that point.
Okay, that doesn't sound good. Spock, I want you to wait for him to grab some food.
Captain, I will attempt to restrain the Valkosian when he stops to eat.
He's stopping to eat now. And he's just been sprayed with some gas.
The nerve bundle seemed quite thick. My assumption is that the Valkosian is unharmed, but will remain unconscious for a considerable time.
Great. So, yeah.
Even though unconscious, the Valkosian system is still operating at a much higher than normal rate.
Right? Just like, yep, just fuck him. All right.
Save new game. Replace.
Let's see what's in this cave.
That passageway narrows as it goes up. I don't think we'd make it without getting stuck.
Well, what's up? What's up from here? Where does this door lead? This looks like a med bay.
Captain, given the nature of the electronics inside, I can deduce that it is a synthesizer replicator unit. However, it is unlike anything used by the Federation. I am unable to determine its exact capabilities.
That looks like a med bay.
Medical diagnostic and treatment unit set for alien physiology.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like that. That looks like... All right, what's out here? All right, so this takes... You know what? You said this needed a switch, right?
Assuming the appropriate signal is received, this unit can be shut down safely. The shutdown signal does not originate here.
Okay.
I do not see the logic.
But that's because my mouse jumped down by like 2 pixels. Excuse the out of me.
This console is non-operational, Captain. However, I do believe the repair would be a simple matter given the right materials. There are essentially no controls or displays available at this time.
Right. Oh, shit. You know what? I just realized we forgot to pick up the, we forgot to... There was a display unit over here that we did not pick up. We should pick that up. So we need controls and a...
Spock, what do you make of the screen?
This is a computer display module, Captain.
Right. Excellent. We need that. So if we say use you on there, that'll give us a display.
The computer is now functional. Fascinating. There's only a limited amount of control available on this console. I believe there are other functions it controls, but these functions cannot be accessed.
I'm not sure I understand, Spock.
Nor I, Captain. What purpose would be served by limiting access?
This whole thing has very much has the feel of like a testing ground. Like this, I feel like we are in a lab.
What purpose indeed? Bones, any ideas?
Why are you asking me? Is this some kind of pop quiz?
2 other things, Captain. There is a reference in the limited readout which leads me to believe there are other complexes on the planet somehow connected with this one. Location and function are not specified or available.
That's only one, Spock.
True, Captain. I was just waiting to see if you had any comments.
Not that I'd like to share at this moment, Mr. Spock, please.
There is one other repair that is possible. One device can be controlled from this console if its command circuit is replaced. I will not be able to determine what device that is until the replacement circuit is installed.
Okay. Well, we do have some other stuff. We have a circuit board. We have a control box. How about the mystery box? With the
It is
big
now
red
possible
button.
for me to shut down a force field at some other location. I do not know where or what the force field protects.
Yes, I'm getting tired of force fields. One less will be a pleasure no matter what it does.
Oh man, I don't love the I don't love that idea. I really don't love that idea, but
no,
what
let's look around a bit more first. Yes, I'm getting tired of force fields. One less will be a pleasure no matter what it does.
We've looked around enough. Just whatever it is, turn it off.
Captain, my attempt to turn off the force field has triggered some sort of computer activity. It is requesting that I allow some sort of display to occur on the screen. Shall I allow it?
I don't know if that's a good idea. Let's wait. By all means, Spock. Curiosity may kill cats, but I'm hoping humans will fare a little better.
Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Finish the goddamn quote.
I don't know if that's a good... By all means...
That's comforting, Jim.
Okay. What? All right, well... Okay, so... Diamond?
It appears we have chosen correctly, Captain. The controls indicate that the force field has been dropped.
Fantastic, but force field around what? I am a little concerned about what force field we just dropped. Like, we just dropped a force field somewhere. That was a lucky guess, because the only one that seemed to repeat in... allowed to repeat was the diamond. Like, there was only one house per column and row. There was only one circle per column and row. Only one... Yeah. All right. What are these? What are these? What are these? Oh wait, this one still had
This appears to be a mass storage device. The tricorder cannot tell what information it holds.
This is what must be what
the energy generated from inside this unit is definitely causing the problems in communicating with the Enterprise.
Okay.
It will undoubtedly block any attempt at transporter lock-on also.
All right. Well, what can you tell me about this one?
Captain, there's a small display active. It appears that this device is a memory unit, an archive. Most amazing. The information is in volatile memory. If power were lost to this device, all information contained within would be lost. An odd way to create an archive.
What is in the archive?
The displays indicate it contains a vast amount of data on three-dimensional projection, circuitry diagrams, equipment construction techniques. Essentially, everything needed to project lifelike images in great detail inside of a structure. Starfleet does not have this level of technology. This would be a major find for the Federation.
All right.
Then I think that gathering that data would be a very good thing to do, Mr. Spock.
Very well, Captain. Captain, the display indicates that the best view of the projection will be from the south side of the room.
Well, gentlemen?
Anyone got popcorn?
Bones.
So it's displaying the scans that it took of us.
Impressive, Spock.
Captain, I'm not responsible for that occurrence. However, I did discover that accessing the memory will not only trigger the shutdown of this unit, it will also send a signal to another device, most likely one somewhere in this complex. Damaging the unit will also initiate shutdown and signal transmission.
There's no way around it?
None, Captain.
What is this, some kind of idiotic test? Don't fool with that, Spock. You'll poison this planet and make these inhabitants permanently aggressive.
Doctor, you do not know for certain that whoever placed the Balcosi here did not intend for that to happen. The aggressiveness may be what they need to develop further. And the information in the archive is a reward for sending the Balcosi into the next stage of their development.
I mean, that is a fair point. They reached the Stone Age before they should have, which indicates that something is pushing them along, pushing them forward.
You just want to get your Vulcan fingers on that precious scientific information. More like 30 pieces of silver for condemning the Balcosi to the lives of violence. Jim, you can't let this unfeeling monster do this to the Balcosi.
Why are you being so aggressive, McCoy?
Do you wish me to continue attempting to access the archive, Captain?
Yes, Spock. That information could be critical to the Federation. Let's hold off until we get a little more information. Yes, Spock. That information could be critical to the Federation.
Okay.
Let's hold off until we get a little more information.
Yeah, let's hold off until I can make a save.
Replace.
What is this pillar? What can you do with this pillar?
This generator may be providing power for more than just this complex. It is broadcasting power, which is causing the interference in communications with the Enterprise. I cannot tell for certain if there are receiving units for this power, because some of the readout circuits are damaged. Fascinating.
What is fascinating this time, Spock? I doubt it's fascinating to either Bones or myself, but I'm sure that won't stop you from telling us. What is fascinating this time, Spock?
You tell him, Jim. I'm getting sick of this alien smarter-than-thou attitude.
If either of you had an ounce of logic, you would be more prepared to listen to my information and possibly even understand it.
Everybody's getting very tetchy.
Bordering on insubordination, aren't we, Mr. Spock?
I always knew that no emotion garbage was just a cover. He thinks he should be in charge.
Mr. Spock, I'll have those findings from you right now.
Captain, it appears the circuit was deliberately damaged. This would only be possible if the force field were down. Who would damage their own machinery? And for what purpose?
So that somebody else would have to come along and fix it. Basically, this feels like, yeah. This feels like it is just one big, like, test. I mean, Bones said it earlier. It feels like a test. They set everything up so that it's like, hey, when you're ready, you'll be able to figure all this stuff out.
More and more curious, Mr. Spock.
Also, Captain, I am able to determine that if power is interrupted rather than shut down from this console, it will send a signal to that effect. The signal will trigger some other event. I do not know what the event will be.
All right. Well, we have some stuff here.
A bridge unit for use between function control and display circuitry.
Right. That's what we needed, wasn't it?
The readout is now fully functional. There are other locations on this planet receiving power from this generator. Most peculiar, the locations of these units are not in the database.
That is curious.
And you think they should be?
It would be logical, Captain. But removing the circuit that controls the on and off functions of this device would also be illogical.
All right.
Are you trying to tell me that's what happened here?
Exactly, Captain. Until that repair is made, it would be impossible to execute a proper shutdown procedure.
Right, so if we need, okay. Well, these two machines need to work side by side, otherwise shit's gonna go wrong. Thankfully, we do happen to have a connector.
repair is complete, Captain. It would now be possible to safely shut this machine down. However, doing so would certainly affect all the other equipment in this complex.
Right. Okay. All right, Spock.
Captain, do you wish me to start the shutdown sequence on the generator?
Let's hold off on that. Shut it down, Spock. Let's hold off.
Actually, yes, hold off on that. Wait till I update our save here.
Captain, do you wish me to start the shutdown sequence on the generator?
Let's hold off on that. Shut it down, Spock.
Let's shut it down. So all the doors.
That ends that threat. Balcosi can rest peacefully tonight and from now on.
It is still a trying time in the development, Doctor.
Think of it as an adventure, Spock. Scotty, 3 to beam up.
Captain, the power source has completed its shutdown cycle. There is no trace of the bacteria or pheromone in the atmosphere.
Good.
It would appear the Balcosi are free to choose their own future.
Excellent. That's what we'd like to hear.
Good to hear, Spock. I know losing a find like that archive has to hurt.
That would be an emotional response.
Of course it would. How silly of me.
Captain, there are 2 signals being broadcast from the planet. The first is another burst following the same path as the original broadcast. The other signal emanates from nearby the first. It's aimed at us, Captain.
Subject suitable. Testing continues.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
Well, that's concerning.
On screen, Lieutenant.
Interesting report, Jim. I think you were right to release the Balcosi from outside influence. Too bad you couldn't retrieve the archive. No one at Starfleet has any idea who is behind all this, or what the testing message was all about. Keep us informed as you find out more. I've got confidence in you, Jim.
Thanks, I think.
I've reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. I am very pleased with your performance. It was a perfect mission, Jim. Your reputation as Starfleet's best starship captain is secure. Kane out.
Cool. So, I mean, we got a perfect mission, so that's that's good. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like we could have snagged that data, but it wouldn't have sent the proper shutdown code. So yeah, we should be good. So now we leave this area. So the Balcosi were they were artificially being sent into a more aggressive. So this is where we'll start tomorrow with No Man's
Captain's
Land.
log, stardate 6236.5. Following our mission to Balcos, the Enterprise is proceeding to Omega Corvus to probe radiation clouds. We are expecting an uneventful mission.
Message from Starfleet Command.
On screen.
This is a Code 2 emergency, Captain. 3 Federation ships have vanished in the Delphi system within the last month. 3 days ago, we lost contact with the USS Zimbabwe. You are to go to the Delphi system and find out what's happened to our ships. Starfleet out.
All right. Well, that is going to be where we start off tomorrow. So we're going to save there. And yeah, that's I'm kind of, it's kind of interesting if they make if they actually have like a season wide storyline where, you know, there's test subjects, like test subjects for what though? Like who's testing us? Anyway, hopefully we'll find out some more information tomorrow, because that's where we're going to have to end for today. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new here, don't forget to prod that subscribe button. If you want to be kept up to date of when we go live and stuff like that, you can ring the bell or also check out the social media links down below. That's our Facebook page, our Twitter account, our Tumblr account, our Blue Sky account, and the permanent invite for our Discord server, where I try to make sure to notify you guys of when we go live and stuff like that. Like I said, tomorrow it'll be back with more Star Trek Judgment Rites at 8 p.m. Central Time. All that so that you can stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions. Cheerio!